Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to a special fantasy forecast for today's upcoming Preakness Stakes. That's right, we are going for the Preakness. Now, you guys already saw in a previous video, I pulled down the Kentucky Derby. I'm pretty sure Nyquist was going to win it, but I pulled the trifecta too, and I did it with the help of one of my friends, Chris, where he's going to be joining us live stream in this video shortly after I've gone through a little bit of this, and he's going to give us some of his choices on what you might like for, second and third and fourth place, because in general, I think we all realize Nyquist is the strongest horse in this field. An 8 of 8 winner. I mean, he's played in slop and in sun, and it's going to be sloppy conditions today. I mean, they're showing that it's going to be raining down, and they're going to be going through rain when they run this race. He's been able to play in rain, but that's going to affect some other horses too. I really think weather will be key in determining the second, third, fourth spots on exactas and trifectas. And of course, there's always the possibility Nyquist could lose. I mean, if Exaggerator, who's his really main competition inside this race, if his jockey decides to push it up just a little bit sooner, I mean, we all saw in the Derby, that was close. I mean, Nyquist took it, but he still took it kind of close, you know what I mean? It wasn't a dominating win because we had Exaggerator coming up on the end, and he can do the same thing again, guys, and he could overtake if he's given the push early. I think that it's the only chance Nyquist has of losing. I really think Nyquist is going to win. But and this leads us to one of the very, very best things about the Preakness today. This Preakness is going to be special because when you have a heavy, heavy, heavy odds-on favorite to win in a horse race, generally what you can do is you can take the place bet. And you can sometimes even win more money because of how skewed the betting pools are and how much money is put on it. And I'll give you an example. There's likely to be $50 million laid down today on Nyquist to win. Okay? Just on him to win. The other horses, some people will choose number 7 horses as the casual bettors, whatever. There's stupid reasons why people do everything. We want all the stupid people's money. Generally, the casual bettor, the one that plays once or twice a year, is going to go in there, he's going to put $20 down as his Nyquist to win. Okay. And that's going to push those odds down even more if Nyquist does win. We're looking at a $2.40 payout, $2.60 payout for every $2 you bet, So that $20, he's only going to get 24, 26 bucks back, which isn't wonderful. Maybe 28. I think it's opened at 3 to 5 this morning, so that would mean a $50 bet would pay you 30 back, so you'd get 80 for your 50. 100 would get you 160. Look at it in every other year, guys. If you go back and you look at the winning results, I'm going to pull it on my phone right here just to match for you guys. What happens is when you get a heavy favorite in the next race, the next big race, the Preakness, this one we're talking about today, what will happen is the odds will drop on that favorite by quite a bit. They become a heavy favorite. Let's look at American Pharoah in 2015. Going in to this race, he was a 9 to 5 favorite. A win on Pharoah for every $2 won you $3.80. Close to double your money, but not exactly there. The place bet, which also gave you second place in case he just happened to come in second and someone beat him by a nose, paid $3.40. $3.40. That's not much difference from $3.80, and you got the security of that second place finish coming in. And these are the big ones, guys. These are the ones where your favorite will lose by a goddamn nose sometimes. And it just sucks to high heaven when it does. And all you have is the win bet. And you're like, damn it if I'd done place. Want to watch how much better this gets? 2014 California Chrome came into the Preakness as a 1 to 2 odds favorite. That's right. You had to bet 200 just to win 100. Looking very similar to the odds today at 3 to 5 of in front of the opening line. A win on California Chrome on the Preakness, $2 paid $3. 200, you got 300 back. You only made 100 bucks. But if you did 200 on the place bet, that also gave you 300. That's right. You got to take your horse that you chose for a win bet, and you could have taken him to win and place, do first or second, and won the exact same amount of money. How is that possible, Mike? How can that happen? It's because of the huge discrepancy in the betting pools. a lot of people aren't betting Nyquist to place. They're betting him to win. And so with all those other horses being selected in place, there's more money available in the place pool on such a huge game like this. And it only works when you have a prohibitive favorite, a 1-to-1 favorite or more. This is the only time this strategy works. Otherwise, the place bet will pay substantially less, as usual. Here's a good one for you guys that you're going to really love. Big Brown in 2008. Yeah, we all knew that he was going to win the Preakness too, and we all thought he might pull the Belmont out too. He looked so strong. He didn't win the Belmont, and we all know that. But Big Brown and the Preakness. If you bet $200 on him, he went off at 2 to 5 odds. It paid $240. You only won $40 on your $200 bet. That's how likely it was he was going to win. But if you took him to place, your $200 won you $260. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm zooming on this phone real fast. Let's see if I can get a zoom in there. There you go, California Chrome. Look at Big Brown there, 2008. You can see those odds. It actually won more in place. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Guys, this is how you make money as a smart trader of this game, okay? If your odds are 1-to-1 or lower on Nyquist when he goes off, take a big bet on Nyquist to place. You're going to get just about the same amount of money you get to win, and you've protected yourself in case Exaggerator comes up in that slop and pulls up ahead and somehow beats him somehow. Because if he gets beaten, he ain't going to get beaten by much. He's going to take second. In the last 10 races, and we're not going to count Barbaro, because Barbaro broke his leg and probably would have won as well. But in the last... So let's take the last 9 races, other than today, of course. The last 9 races, because we're going to kill out the Barbaro race where he broke his leg. 8 of the Kentucky Derby winners went on to take first or second in the Preakness. 8 out of 9. That's an 89% win rate. If you're going to tell me that I can make a 50% return in 5 minutes today, you're goddamn right. I am taking that bet every day, any way I can. Now, I would probably even consider a cheap exotic exacta, betting that it doesn't happen that way, that, I'd probably put $100 down a Nyquist to place, going for like 140, 160, a nice payout there. But, I'm going to win 40 or 60. I can lay 10 extra bucks down just on some exotics. I'd probably do a $2, exacta, with Exaggerator thrown in. I might even box that, in case somehow he lost. And, because it would be much higher odds if Exaggerator won at the top, and then you had him Nyquist to place as well. That would be a decent paying exacta. Trifecta, though, the big money, guys, and the superfecta. If you're pretty darn sure already on Nyquist, you can just lock him in, and you can box some of your other things and make this a very cheap boxed trifecta bet. If a couple of the higher odd horses comes in, you guys will find a very high payout. In terms of which horses could possibly do it, see, the only 2 horses I like in the field are Exaggerator and Nyquist, to be honest with you guys. A lot of the other ones haven't run graded stakes games. It's been a little too long. There could be a surprise. There always is. This is horse racing. I forget who it was when Barbaro broke his leg in the middle there and lost, but I think it was a horse similar to Stradivari this time, where, he didn't get to play in the Derby because of quarantine. His first race in the major stakes games was the Preakness, and he ended up being the winner that year. Bernardini won that year after Barbaro was pulled back and euthanized on the court. Anyways, okay, let's get on to our live segment. I've never tried this before, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to go to our horse racing expert now. Let's make the call. I will be zooming in here. Hello there, Chris. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing wonderful. Oh, so the horse racing fans here are ready to hear what you're thinking about anything for, trifecta, superfecta picks. We've already gone over Nyquist, the strength, the taking him for place. We've talked about Exaggerator being his main competition. We've talked about the track being sloppy. What other insights can you give us here?
I think it's going to line up to be a pretty interesting race. Of course, Nyquist is going to be the favorite, deservingly so. There are a few horses in the field that I think can give him a run for his money. If not beat him, hit the exotic tickets, help people out, cash their tries and supers and stuff.
Exactly.
A few that I came up with was, and this is in no particular order.
Okay.
Number one horse, Cherry Wine.
Okay, he's horse number 1, right?
Yes, number 1.
Okay.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right just fine. So can the viewers, yeah.
Okay. Horse number 1, Cherry Wine. He was designated for the Kentucky Derby, but he didn't make the cut because of earnings. He didn't have enough earnings.
Oh, okay. So basically, he's one of those horses, kind of like a Bernardini was in 06. He didn't get to play in the and then when Barbaro broke his leg, like I was just telling the guys, somebody out of nowhere just comes and picks up the slack because you never know what can happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's going for his 3rd straight graded stakes race.
Okay.
But he's looking for his first win. He hasn't won in a stakes race yet.
Okay. Now, what were his previous wins, though? He won by some pretty decent links, though, if I remember correctly, right?
Not Cherry Wine. Cherry Wine, Stradivari is the one that won by the big links.
Okay. But Cherry Wine could
his last 3 starts, he finished 3rd, 4th, and 1st.
Oh.
One thing I will say is he's a gray horse, and this is a lot of, I guess, superstition maybe, but gray horses usually love the mud. So if it's a sloppy track, look at number 1, Cherry Wine.
Okay. There are a lot of people, especially with this, I was talking about, there's a lot of things, like, people are attracted to gray horses just because they stand out in a lot. I mean, statistically, it doesn't show much difference. People are attracted to number 7. They just put $20 on number 7 to win, and people love to take the favorite to win, which is why we were going over the place bet earlier. I think you kind of agree with me on that place strategy as well, but, yeah, so let's move on. Let's get to our other picks.
Another horse I like is number 11, Stradivari, who we talked about.
Okay. Give us more on him exactly, because I was mentioning him too. What do you think?
This is actually his first stakes race. It's a stakes debut. He's never raced in a stakes race before. Okay. So it's a big step up in class.
Okay.
But he is the son of Medaglia d'Oro, which a lot of horse racing fans might remember was a favorite in the Kentucky Derby, I think back in 2002 or 2003.
Yes.
He went on to win the Belmont. Medaglia d'Oro did to destroy the Triple Crown.
Yes, we all remember that. I forget who else we were pulling for that year because we had so many years where you have a Triple Crown in the running when we get to the Belmont. And it's kind of what we're looking at this year too. Again, another Preakness winner by Nyquist and going into the Belmont and watching him lose.
Yeah, I think it was War Emblem if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you are right. War Emblem was the one. And you got it. That's the exact horse. All right, what else do you see then for superfecta and trifecta targeting? We're looking at Cherry Wine, we're looking at Stradivari. What else are you thinking?
Yeah, a little more on Stradivari real quick, though.
Okay, go, yeah.
He's lightly raced and rested. He's only raced 3 races in his career.
Okay.
But he won his last 2 races by 11 1/4 lengths and 14 1/2 lengths, respectively.
That is a ton. Now, does he ever hit the slop, or was it all just in regular conditions, or was one of them sloppy as well?
No, it was regular conditions.
Okay.
But it was the distance of the Preakness. So,
that's,
in my opinion,
yeah.
he's an upset contender.
Okay, and that would be something I'd be definitely looking at, guys, no matter what. I mean, you could even think about taking him first. He could possibly win in a... This is horse racing. You never know. I mean...
Another horse I like, Awesome Speed, number 4.
Okay.
It always seems like a local horse steps up and crashes the exotic pool in these types of races.
Now, that's a Maryland horse, right?
What's that?
That's a Maryland horse, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He could be this horse. He has 6 starts and 4 wins in his career. He is a multiple graded stakes winner, and he likes the track and he loves the distance. So number 4, Awesome Speed, is, kind of a must play in exotics. Interesting.
Okay, so you'd think box that guy in no matter what in your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th positions. He can pull it off. Even ahead of Exaggerator?
I think so in this race because it doesn't have the distance of the Derby. We all saw Exaggerator close.
Yes.
On the quarter.
Unless his jockey starts him off early, which is what I was saying, there's really no way he's going to be able to pull it off, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough room to run down the front runner.
Okay.
In my opinion, it could happen. It's horse racing.
Mm-hmm.
And another horse that I like, and this is the last one that I would consider keying with Nyquist,
okay,
would be number 9, Abiding Star.
Ooh, interesting choice. Okay, what's got you on that?
Well, he has 11 races in a short 3 years, but he's a workhorse, so he races a lot.
Oh,
He only has 5 wins out of those 11, but what I like about him is all 5 have been in his last 5 starts.
that's really the consistency you're looking for. You want almost in baseball, in every fantasy, you want that streak going in. I agree. So we've got 2 horses that have won their last 5 races coming into this race today.
Yes, with Nyquist and Abiding Star.
That is
Abiding Star is not in Nyquist's class by any means, I don't think. I think Nyquist should be the favorite in this race.
I agree with you too. He looks a lot stronger. The way he came out in the Derby, he's played in slop, and he's an undefeated horse. He looks a lot like Majestic Prince did to me in 1969 when you replay those videos. He's winning the Derby by the same length before he came in, about 6 to 7 lengths, and he's got that. I really think Nyquist is probably going to be the winner, but the place strategy I was explaining earlier makes a heck of a lot of sense, because then you get second spot. If any of these horses you're mentioning about can somehow get ahead of him, I don't see Nyquist losing by more than a nose. Do you?
No, I don't really think he's going to lose.
But if he did,
player, I'm going to play against him along as well as with him.
Yeah.
2 to 5 is not attractive money in the win.
Of course not. But on the place bet, what would you think though? I mean, because I'm thinking the place bet is actually somewhat attractive at a 50% return, and you get both first and second place. I mean, you put $100 down, you're gonna make 150, or you're gonna get that back. You'll make $50 in 5 minutes. That's pretty good return, right?
That's a smart bet, because I think regardless, barring any...
barring a breaking of a leg of a Barbaro. Yeah.
Nyquist is going to finish the top 1 or 2.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to have Chris go through his exotics again. He's a busy man. He's doing home repairs right now on his house. He's had some flooding. You're going to find a GoFundMe link down there. If his exotics have helped you guys out today, I definitely want you guys to go contribute to him. Help him out a little bit, guys. If you win a few $1,000 on a trifecta, and it's because we helped you out, help out some of these guys that, put the research in for you. We really appreciate it. All right, Chris, you want to go through those past picks again real fast?
Yeah, I got 3 selections. My chalk selection, of course, is number 3, Nyquist.
Okay.
On top of the number 1, Cherry Wine, number 4, Awesome Speed, number 5, Exaggerator, and number 11.
Okay, so even with those 5 horses, I mean, technically, you could probably do a superfecta box for quite cheap with all 5 of those horses, if I'm not correct, especially if you keyed in Nyquist to the first and second spots. Am I correct?
Yeah. If you key Nyquist in as the winner, I think a 4-horse trifecta or superfecta will cost you $12.
So, guys, there's your answer. This is how we're going to make some money today, okay? I think both of us are in agreement. Hedge it with a nice big bet on Nyquist to place and get some money on the exotics today.
Yes, and I have this is the possible scenario.
Okay, let's hear it.
Number 11, Stradivari on top.
Okay.
With number 1, Cherry Wine, number 3, Nyquist, and number 4, Awesome Speed beneath him. And the trifectas and exactas.
Boxed together, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And my long shot is number 9, Abiding Star, the last horse we talked about.
Okay.
He's won 5 in a row. On top of number 1, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 11. Use any of those combinations underneath of them. In my opinion, Abiding Star is going to win the race, or he's not going to hit the ticket.
Yeah, he either does it or he's just... Yeah, so take it at first and key the rest of them in, or don't even bother.
Yes.
Smart playing. It's a good way to save money on these exotic bets. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time out. Guys, you're going to find his GoFundMe link in the description down below on this video, okay? So definitely go down and look for that description. Chris, thanks again so much for the time. We'll be talking to you again when the Belmont comes up. Let's go out and go win some money, man. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, Mike. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like at Chris11 or CJ Bentley 1179.
Absolutely. Definitely give this guy a follow. He's also going to have a YouTube channel soon, and that will be announced on his Twitter. So, just follow him on Twitter, and you guys will be getting good horse racing info. All right? Thanks, Chris. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, guys. That was Chris giving us a little